Controlling your bowels and bladder using a collecting device. Now, again, this is a physical disability or issue that many people will have, and not necessarily the main issue that they might have, but it could be a comorbidity, as they call it, another problem that you have as a result of other health problems. Also, it does tend to come to people with age that we have difficulty with those kind of things. So, if you don't have any problems with that, of course, tick and move on. But if, of course, you do have problems with those sort of things, then yeah, this is something that you want to give a bit more information about. Do you have to wash or change your clothes because of difficulty controlling your bladder, bowels, or collecting device? So that includes stoma bags and catheters. So, generally speaking, what they're looking at here is, are there issues with the collecting device that you use? So if, for example, you had uncontrolled bowel movements and you were wearing a pad for that, is the pad enough? Would the pad stop that, or would that potentially leak through onto your clothing and be both embarrassing and unpleasant for you, and require you changing clothes, but also affect other people that would potentially be around you at the time? And again, the same with urine. Sometimes a pad will be enough to collect urine, but how much and how often do you need to change that pad, and does that affect your clothing as well? Most pads, even a good pad, is only usually good for one emptying of the bladder, and then it needs to be changed. So, if you were to then have two, then that might cause leakage and affect your clothing. Obviously, with stoma bags, they can be very difficult to manage and can cause a lot of distress and anxiety for people who have to manage those. That doesn't mean you can't work when you've got one necessarily, but it can significantly impact your ability to do so, or require that significant reasonable adjustments may need to be made. Stoma bags, for example, there's just no knowing when it's going to happen. It just happens. It's not like when you have normal function and you think, oh, I can feel it coming, I best find a loo. You aren't able to predict it, and it can sort of take you by surprise and even be more full than you were expecting by surprise and need changing rapidly, or even burst, things like that. So those things are important. Some people, of course, use catheters, and that can restrict movement as well. So, do look at the frequency of that and put that in there. It says yes weekly. It doesn't give you the option of daily for some reason. So, for people that have issues with that on a daily basis, I would put yes weekly, and then make sure that you put this happens on a daily basis in there, and be very clear about that. Also, what helps do you need with washing and changing clothes? It might not be as simple as sorting your clothes out yourself. You might need somebody else to help you do that, particularly if you're in a wheelchair or something like that, and you're out and about and there aren't proper disabled facilities nearby, those kind of things. That all has to be recorded in there as well.